You are fake news.
That's why I managed to stay single this whole time, you know?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
You can't handle the truth. These nuts. Got him. Got him.
You sober now?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm never,
You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch. You piece of shit. You fucking goddamn fucker.
Yeah, listen. We fucked up.
Teacher asked me how I view lesbian relationships. Apparently 1080p full screen HD wasn't the right answer.
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Fucking hell yeah!
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
What's up, folks? What is up, everybody? What is up? What is up? So this is episode, if you didn't already know, I have to be really careful now if you guys didn't know this to like not hit the desk. It kind of fucks up my camera gear sometimes. So this is episode 39. It's kind of fucking weird. Like episode 39 sounds like a lot. It sounds like a long time. It sounds like a lot going on. I started the party without you guys, so hopefully you don't mind. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad that you're glad I'm here. You know what to do, guys. I'm still going to give you the rundown, but if you're new to this channel, if you guys are watching on YouTube, by the way, congratulations, because you're going to be the only people very soon actually watching. I'm not going to be posting this. I'm going to double check it's even on actually right now, to be honest. Yes, it's on Facebook. Okay, so I am not going to be broadcasting this very soon on Facebook. By very soon, I mean tonight. Tonight, this is it. Tonight is the night. Tonight's the night that you guys get to see me for the last time on Facebook doing the live. I am going to be going live only on YouTube. So if you guys are on YouTube, which so far as I can tell, all of you guys actually are on YouTube currently. So which one of you is fucking up? Just me. I'm the only one apparently on YouTube. Nobody's coming from Facebook. So that's great. If you guys are on YouTube, just out of curiosity, are you guys subscribed? Is that how you get the notifications? How is it that you find out the show is on? I'm not sure how it works on your end. Just let me know if it's like a notification or if it's because you're subscribed or what the dealio is. So guys, welcome to episode 39. This is a Q&A section. For those of you that don't know, I am your host, Joshua Ray Farmer, and we are at High Sierra Tattoo Co., Clovis, California. And before I get started, I'll just say hello to Linda. Get that right out of the way. Linda, if you're watching, just know I'm thinking about you. Okay, so episode 39, this is a Q&A. We're going to get into it, right into it, because I didn't get a lot of responses. Guys, if I put it on Instagram or Facebook, I'll let you know right now, I don't get a lot of responses if I just say, ask me anything. It's usually like, I have to be specific. Ask me anything regarding, tattoos, or ask me anything regarding, male and female differences in tattoo art, like our last conversation, or I have to ask the question, which is kind of funny because that's technically the opposite of a Q&A. It's my Q&A to you guys. I'm asking you a question. But either way, it's still fun. So I did ask a question, which is just ask me anything. So not very many people participate in that. So I will try to keep the questions more specific. Either way, since I don't have a lot of responses, what I like to do is keep up with all you guys. So there's always a feed. There's a bunch of comments coming in. I'm not always able to get to them all, but I do try. I see a few people actually on here that are watching from Facebook, so welcome everyone, especially if you're new. But I will also tell you this.
No, God!
So soon the feed, well, like I said before, when I open this, this is the last one. This is the last one that's going to be on Facebook. If you guys want to continue seeing this, you're going to have to watch it on the old tube. So go to YouTube and find me. Find me on YouTube if you haven't already. And Dabria is saying that my Facebook post reminds her to jump on YouTube. That's good, because I will post notifications when I'm going live, letting you guys know that I am live. Just the stream itself is going to live on YouTube very soon, this next episode. So starting next week. I'll still notify you guys, but best thing to do is go to YouTube and get subscribed so you can find out when it's up. Ashley is saying, you look great. That's awesome. Thank you for that. You look great. You all look great. Thank you guys. I like compliments, by the way. I'm totally cool with them. Damber said, you can even ask about robot sex too. The options are endless. Let's get spicy. She has it fucking right. You've been here before, Dambria. I think you've been here before. So exactly. Get in the comments, guys. If you're watching this, all of you right now that are watching this, that are not in the comments, that are not speaking up, not saying hello, do so now. It's the small sort of token you could kind of pay me for doing this for you guys and with you guys and for myself, I guess, is just say hello and let us know where you guys are either watching from or, you know, whatever. Just say hello. Just say what's up or ask a question. That's what the whole point is. Q&A. Christy said she subscribed. Thank you for that. So let's go through here real quick and say hi to a few people. So Ian, what's up, my man? He's on here stopping in to say hi. He's been working nights. Can't see much anymore of the lives. So you do have to rewatch. Ian, we got to get you back on. Let's set this up, man. Contact me. We're going to get you back on the live. You guys are going to love that one. He's super fun. So Ian, Dambria, Lenore, hello. Back to you. Kimmy, hello. Amanda, what's up? Thanks, guys, for being here. Christy, thank you, guys. Christy Damos as well. Yeah, so you can watch this since you just mentioned that. You can watch us on Facebook today, but it's not going to live here again. I've been doing 39 of these episodes on Facebook and YouTube. This will be the last one. Number 40. That was not planned, but that's cool. Number 40. The big 4-0, episode 4-0 Q&A will live on YouTube. So go there and subscribe. That's where you'll see the next episode. If you guys are watching from Facebook now, that's your cue. Okay, let's see here. Mother is on. So everybody be cool. And give praise to Mom. Hello, Mom. Glad to see you on here. Always glad to see you on here. Love you. Hope all is well. I saw some pictures of the nephews playing in the snow. It did also snow here today. That was pretty cool. Fresno, California, of all places. Technically Clovis. Yes. So it definitely snowed here today. It was awesome. Let's see here. Christy, that was quick. Great photo, by the way. She said, okay, switch from Facebook. New here. Awesome. So you guys are doing it. You're on YouTube. Chantel, you're going to have to get used to it. We're not going to do this Facebook anymore, so you're going to have to get there. She's saying, just nursing my day drinking hangover here in Shaver Lake. Well, glad that you're here and that you made it. Let's see here. Kimmy says, feels like watching from the Antarctic, but really in Clovis, it's freezing tonight. It's amazing. It's really incredible tonight to walk outside and feel it being so frigid. It's pretty wonderful. Makes you feel alive like a refrigerator. My sis is on here. Hello, Rochelle. We're going to get you on this next episode, or at least maybe actually, sis, if you're watching, we should get you on the next episode, number 40. If we move to YouTube, then we'll get you joining us there, and you'll be the first person, number 40, to join me as a live caller on the YouTube only stream. So the rest of you guys are on YouTube. Mom's on YouTube. That's right. And Mom's got it right, guys. If you didn't know the rules, here you go, right there in your face. Get spicy. Yeah, let's see here. Yes, and Mom, it did. It snowed in Clovis today. It was pretty cool. The kids were excited. Like, there was places where it was covered in snow today. Very, very cold for us. We live in the valley. Okay, Christy's saying she is in Bakersfield and freezing. It's so freezing. Weird. It is very weird. But you guys, thanks for being on here tonight. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for doing this with me and keeping this alive. You know I love the Q&A. You know, I love when you guys get in the comment section and join me, and also ask your questions, guys. You know, this is a tattoo shop. This is a tattoo related podcast. I'm a tattoo artist. So if you have questions, ask them. It isn't necessary to stay tattoo related. Ask me fucking anything. A lot of times it gets kind of personal, actually, and I may or may not respond. My mom is watching, so that's awesome. I might be one of the only live streamers I know whose mother watches, so it's actually pretty fucking cool. Anyways, you guys, let's get into the comment section. This is me saying ask me anything on Facebook, and these are the responses I get. And some of them, usually they're pretty comical, and I appreciate that. It's cool too. So here it is. All right, first one is this is actually a weird one. What's your ultimate idea of a perfect breakfast date? What is your ultimate idea of a perfect breakfast date? That's the first question that I received. And that's to me, that's kind of a weird question, but super cool. So thank you for watching and for submitting that question, Facebook watcher. What's your ultimate idea of a perfect breakfast date? Man, I don't know how to answer that besides coffee. Like date, I kind of want to say just hanging out with my kids. That's a good date. But I mean, if it's with a person that I'm interested in, I would say the perfect breakfast date is coffee. I try not to eat a whole lot in the morning. Usually morning breakfasts just slow me down, make me tired. So I try not to eat until after closer to noon or later. So a perfect breakfast date, I don't know. Like, let's dream there for a second. Like, go to Paris and, you know, get some coffee or some tea or something, and a nice cool morning, and, you know, watch the sun come out and the birds flocking. I've never been to Paris. Well, I've never spent much time in Paris. There's lots of things I want to do there that I didn't get to do when I visited. Christy's saying French toast. Yeah, French toast is awesome. And if I go to Paris, I'll definitely be getting me some French toast. Maybe some real French toast. Danbury, it's just me now. It's yours truly. Thank you for asking. Where's your sidekick? Who needs a sidekick when you're so fucking rad? The sidekick is, there's no sidekick. It's me. So what's up? And thanks for being on here, and thanks for noticing. And hopefully you're cool with it and you stick around. My mom, she said it awesome. The best breakfast date is someone doing the dishes after. Fuck yeah. There's a reason why we're related. Christy's saying breakfast in bed, nothing like coffee in bed. 100%. It's really cool. Like, it was a very short period of time in my life where I actually had somebody that when I would wake up to go to construction work in this intense weather in the valley, super hot or super cold, and they would make me coffee before I got up. Like, it would just be ready. It's like perfect because you know you have that thing to rely on. It's pretty awesome. Although, by the way, it's really bad to drink caffeine or coffee, especially first thing in the morning. You should actually get up and get ready and get yourself going way before you consume something like that. At least give it 45 minutes to an hour or so if you can. Same with the social media. Like, give it some time. Get started before you do all that. Ashley saying Paris is on her bucket list. It's an awesome place. Europe is pretty rad. There's so much to offer there in terms of, you know, cultural experiences. It's a really cool place. And Lenore says coffee, maybe bagel, or coffee and oatmeal. You know, if I'm backpacking, I haven't tried this yet, but when I'm backpacking, I always eat breakfast. What I haven't tried is backpacking and not eating breakfast, which is probably something I might do this year. I don't know if you guys watch me often, like on social media or anything. Well, I'm sure most of you do, but I don't know if you've seen my last, see if this mic's coming in. Is this coming in nice and warm, nice and hot? I hope so. My last trip to the mountains backpacking. And I went to the top of the mountain, didn't quite make it. And so this next time I'm going, if you guys didn't watch my last episode of me backpacking in September, this next year in September, for my 41st, I will be going again, and I will go to the top of this mountain. I was so close. But I'm going to try not eating breakfast, see how that helps me with my energy. Dambria, I can't answer that for her. I don't know. But I'm sure she still loves doing them. She'll probably continue loving doing them. But I can't speak for her, so I don't know. Let's see. Christy says that her ex used to work at 3:45 in the morning, and she was up at 3:30 making breakfast and coffee. Here we go. Pops is on here. What's up, Dad? Good to see you. Perfect breakfast date is making your mom biscuits and gravy. She gets that big Susan smile. You guys hear that? This is getting mushy. This is good. Like, my dad's like the least mushy person ever. And that was some pretty mushy shit. I'm going to bring that up again. That was epic. So Dad says the perfect breakfast date is making your mom biscuits and gravy. She gets that big Susan smile. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. You know what? That deserves my favorite sound effect.
Fucking hell yeah.
And maybe even a little extra too. Dad's got it right. You guys are all getting jealous. Mom says, what do you take to eat, Joshua, while backpacking? That's a really great question. Actually, that's a perfect question. Let's talk about that for a minute. So, what do I bring? I will tell you what I used to bring. I used to bring all dehydrated. I used to think bring food that's lightweight, that's easy, that's packable, that's dehydrated, that's backpacking food. And it's a mistake most of the time. Those should be looked at, I think, in my opinion, in my experiences. Backpacking food should be looked at as like food made for backpacking, dehydrated and packaged and all that. Should be looked at as like a sort of last resort or convenience. But the food that you should bring backpacking should be the food that you're used to eating, because you don't want to go up there and perform, 20,000 calories, burning 20,000 calories in a day, walking up a mountain at high altitudes. And then all of a sudden you change your diet that day. Like all of a sudden you're just eating dehydrated food. That's the last thing you want to do. You want to eat things you're used to eating, because otherwise you will find yourself up there having to adjust to the foods that you brought instead. And you don't want to do that while also working so fucking hard, because backpacking, carrying 40, 60 plus pounds on your back, 10,000 feet plus, and walking straight up mountains in the sun and on really rough terrain for days. It's not a good idea to start changing up your diet then. I learned that the hard way. So what I'd bring is a little bit of both. I usually start to eat, like if I'm going to bring dehydrated food, I'll eat dehydrated food a couple of days, at least maybe a week or two at most, leading up to the backpacking trip. I'll eat that food to get myself used to processing it before I go on the trip. So if I do change my diet, which I do a little, because you do have to consider weight, water is very heavy. So hydrated foods are going to be hard to bring on backpacking trips. But most of the time it's more snack type stuff. I bring lots of butter. I bring lots of oil because I need the fats and I need the calories, and I put it on everything I eat. I'll put it in anything. I'll put butter in the morning coffee that's instant, tons of it, because I need the fats, I need the calories. It is very hard if you guys aren't backpackers. It's nothing like hiking. It's not the same thing. And I can tell you right now, your food is really hard to eat when you're super just dog tired up there on a mountain and you're not used to that food and you try to eat something new, especially crackers. I've been backpacking before where I'd bring all these crackers and snacks that I think are convenient, lightweight, easy to eat, because you need your calories and you can't even eat them. Like, it's literally like trying to gnaw on sand, because your body's done and you're not used to that type of food and you're all dried up and dehydrated anyway. You just can't get it down. So you got to bring the right food for sure. But that's a really great question. I actually wish people ask more questions like that, because that's fun topic stuff. Like if someone's going on a backpacking trip, the thing I always try to remind them is save weight by not bringing things you don't need in your bag. Save weight by losing body fat you don't need as soon as possible, because you're going to have to carry that shit up the fucking mountain. Pardon my French, but you're going to have to carry the fat ass up the mountain that you're bringing with you. So might as well get less of a fat ass as possible, because it's going to be very heavy. Make your weight light, make your body light, and make sure you're bringing food and water that you're used to eating and drinking, so that you're not finding yourself getting exposed to too many new things while you're also basically humping up a mountain. Okay, let's go. Kimmy is agreeing that Dad's biscuits and gravy from Rom is, that's love, and you're right. And Brody J is saying Susan has a beautiful smile. You guys are absolutely right. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to do something real quick. Live with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and airdrop a picture, one of my absolute favorite pictures. Let's see here if I can get it. My mom is like me. She will smile. When she smiles, it's wonderful. But I think for the most part, she's more like me. I get that from her. It's more of a stare. She gets a stare. And it's a pleasant stare, but it's a stare nonetheless. And then when she smiles, of course, it's wonderful. But I'm going to show you guys something, one of my favorite photos of my parents. Let's see here. Let's get this up. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to do this with a cigar in hand and computer. Okay, here we go. So this is Mom and Dad. If you guys are wondering, since Mom and Dad are on here, I'm sure you don't mind me sharing this, but I fucking love this photo. How rad is this? This is the man that makes the biscuits for the woman that loves it and brings her a smile. So there you go. So that was the question. Simple question is, what is your idea of a perfect breakfast date? It's a kind of a weird question. Never been asked anything like that before. Let's get back to it. Let's find the questions. There we go. Christy is saying, sounds hard just regarding food because food's hell yeah. Yes, hard in food and hell yes. I'm with you. Brody Jade's asking also a good question. So I'm going to say bye to Mom and Dad right there in the photo real quick. So look how hold on. Look how, like, my parents look awesome. Dad's sharp dress. Mom looks like a lady. She's got her cross around her neck, which, by the way, if you guys know, it's kind of fitting for today. If you can't figure that out, well, you're just not paying attention. Hint, it's a Wednesday if you're watching this at a later date. Okay. And Ashley's saying, Mama's beautiful. You are right. Mama is beautiful. Katie, what's up? Sis is on here. So, yes, Mom and Dad, they look wonderful, and I had to share that picture. Katie, thanks for being on here. Guys, if you're just jumping on, this is a Q&A, so shoot your questions. I'm going to go ahead and get back to me here, even though this is a much better view. We're going to go back to me. Okay, so Katie, good to see you on here. All right, so Brody Jade is, wait, let me go back. Might be saying it wrong. Yes. As Brody Jade asked, how do you condition for backpacking? So hopefully you guys are somewhat curious about that because I'm going to give you a little bit of a winded explanation. And Christy also said it right. It's Ash Wednesday, so in case you guys didn't know. How do you condition for backpacking? Of course, everybody's going to be different, but the best way you can condition for anything, it's like any kind of training. The closest you can get to the real thing, the better off you will be when the real thing comes. So the better you can get, the closest you can get to the actual thing you're training for. So the best way to train for backpacking would literally be backpacking. But I'll give you a more sophisticated answer because that's not fair. You guys always know I get like a quarter of the way through these things and let it go out because, of course, my job is to talk and respond to you guys. I'm going to try to keep this thing lit today. So, guys, thanks for joining me here today on Ash Wednesday. Sort of fitting. And so the question is, how do you condition for backpacking? She actually said packing. It's kind of cool. So how do you condition for backpacking? You wear a backpack. You stay on your feet all day. You do as much walking as you can because that's all you're doing when you're backpacking. And try to find some stairs and hills. Try to get as close to the real thing as possible. And more specifically, get the backpack on and carry it around. That's how you do it. You put the boots on, you put the right clothes on, you put the bag on, you fill it with all the shit you plan on bringing, and you take it with you. So that's the physical conditioning. You also have to really condition yourself to, you need your cardio up because it's going to be thinner air. It's going to be harder, and it's very taxing. High altitudes, heavy weights, rough terrain. Sometimes your spirits are down, and you need everything you can get. Anything cardio really helps. A lot of people weightlift. You don't need, if you guys look at people who start the PCT, if you're not familiar, that's the Pacific Crest Trail. If you look at people who start that trail and what they look like when they end it, it's like 6 months to a year for most people. I don't know what the record is, probably 3 months or somewhere around that. Somebody does from Mexico to Canada through the California, Oregon, Washington area. If you look at these people when they're done, they're not muscular. They're not ripped. They're not, well, they might be ripped, but they're not muscular. They're not bulky. And if they start out bulky and muscular, they usually lose quite a bit of that by the time they're done with this long trail and going through the Sierras and the Cascades, because you don't need a bunch of muscle for endurance. Look at track athletes. A lot of times long distance type people and endurance athletes, they're not big. Cyclists, typically not big. This isn't always the case, but most of the time it is. So conditioning, a lot of it has to do with just cardio and losing weight. Just if you're 20, 30 pounds overweight and you're trying to load your backpack as light as possible and it's 40 pounds and you're trying to cut weight by, getting rid of what you can, you're going to cut more weight. You have to bring a backpack on a week-long trip that's over 40 pounds. I mean, you're not, unless you're planning on eating only fish, you're going to have to bring all your food and water, sometimes all your water. So the best way to cut weight is going to be your body a lot of the times. Okay, let's keep going down here. That's a fun topic for me, guys, by the way. If you're if you're in any way interested about backpacking, I'm your guy. Bring it up. Matter of fact, one of my best friends, he lives just a stone's throw from here. He's big into backpacking. We've done a lot of it together, and it would be really fucking cool to get him in here and talking about it too. So if you guys are ever interested in that, let me know. We could have a whole episode regarding it. It's definitely a fun topic for me. Okay. D'Ambria saying like Zombieland cardio. I'm not exactly sure what you mean, but I will say this: if you're referring to it, when backpacking, I definitely often look like a fucking zombie. Let's see. It's cute that you asked this. What's your hair look like without the hat? First off, I shave my head. Going bald. I'm old. I've been losing my hair since I was 19. You said never seen you without a hat. My response to that is usually I've never seen girls without hair dye, filters, makeup, lip injections, eyebrows, and all their garb either. So think of it like that. Kimmy is on here saying, do you still ride your bicycle to condition? No. The answer is simply no, and I'll tell you why. I feel like Ron White right there. The answer is no, and I'll tell you why. I wanted to be drunk and... I'm sorry. I'm trying to do a terrible Ron White example, but I fucking love that dude. You ever notice he has always like a whiskey, but he never fucking takes a drink of it, just has it and goes to sip it, and then talks again. Maybe he's not a whiskey guy. She said, do you still ride your bicycle to condition? The answer is no. Mainly because I was 190 pounds to 210 pounds. And I was just kind of tired of being that small. That's the reason I quit. It's really good cardio. It's really good for you. I was just tired of being, a stream being. So I quit and I gained weight really quick. Matter of fact, it caught up to me and I had to start then weightlifting to offset it because I didn't need the man titties. So yeah, I quit the long distance bicycling. I still like to ride my bike. It's just not that often. And I will say this too. I'm a bit disgruntled because I live a mile from where I sit now. And riding my bicycle to work is super fun. I actually really enjoy it. And I would get pulled over all the fucking time, looking like I do, riding my bicycle to work, cruising down the road to a tattoo shop, late at night, early in the morning, whatever it is. And I'd get pulled over all the time by the Clovis PD, and for no reason. I'm not breaking the law. I'm not doing anything wrong. It was just frustrating. I was so sick of it. It's just like getting on the bike, putting a backpack on, riding to work, which I love to do, and getting pulled over and sitting there for 20 minutes every time. It's like, dude, seriously, you guys have to have a better fucking job. Like, get your shit together, man. Or at least get familiar with me and leave me the fuck alone. So I quit actually riding my bike because of the inconvenience. I hope that doesn't sound like I'm complaining. It's just something I'm not interested in dealing with. It's fucking frustrating and annoying. Brody Jade's on here saying, I'm interested in hearing more about it. The pack... It's funny. That's what my kids used to call it, pack packing. I'm guessing it's just a typo. Yeah, the pack packing is what my kids called it. And hearing more about that, cool. So if you have any questions, let me know. The backpacking thing is super fun. If you guys want to stay, we should actually have an episode about it. So I should get Carrie. If you guys know Carrie, my boy, my homie, my dog, my hiking man, let me know, and we'll get him on here, and we'll talk about fucking backpacking till the cows come home. D'Ambria said Zombieland's a badass movie, and the number one rule is cardio. Yeah, that makes sense. I've never seen anything on TV before. Oh, you're saying movie? Zombieland? I've never watched TV, but Zombieland might be a real movie, so therefore I could watch it. The number one rule is cardio. Yeah. So many people have, this belief in their head that, if shit hits the fan, I got my guns, I got my ammo, I got all this. That's all good if you plan on staying in place. But if you know the first thing about war, combat, or any sort of survival, it's in a survival situation, meaning you're under attack, it's to cover and move and get the fuck out of where you are and not stay where you're at very long. And if your cardio is down, it really doesn't matter how much ammunition you have. You're not walking up any fucking hills for very long. Desiree's on here saying, as a child, I would go mule packing into the mountains with my dad. His mule club for a week at a time. His mule club. Amazing shit. Super fun. Learned a lot. I'm glad I got to experience it. Highly recommend if you get the chance. I've actually never necessarily taken mules packing. I am the mule. A lot of my friends have done it. I've never brought gear or luggage in through a mule. I've always just carried it myself. Although it would be cool because they can get a lot more different type of shit up there, and it would be kind of nice to have. Maybe when I get older, that'll be the case. A lot of friends that do horseback too, so they'll horseback with a bunch of mules and bring gear in and stuff. That's pretty cool. I'm just more of a solo loner, kind of leave me alone. Just want to be by myself, away from technology, away from people, away from stuff, and just have that solitude. It's quite an intriguing experience, but also you'll suffer for sure. Christy's saying, oh, that's wrong. Getting pulled over, thug. Yeah, there's times where they actually threatened to arrest me because they thought I was someone else that had warrants, and getting pulled over was just not fun, so I stopped riding my bicycle for that. Let's see. Let's go double tap. Yes, Brody J saying mule packing sounds interesting. It really does. It is interesting. There's a couple places where people do it often up here in the Sierras, a couple stations, pack stations specifically. Mom is asking, have you taken the kids on a long hike, Joshua? Yes, I've definitely taken my kids on long hikes, and I love it. They're so fucking awesome. The kids are so rad. Not backpacking yet. Isabel's very good at avoiding most of the things I do because she's very good at doing the things she does, so she stays incredibly busy. So not often do I get to take them. Matter of fact, when they were younger, with less shit going on in their own lives, I would actually take them more often. Never backpacking. Have we done that? Technically not backpacking. Well, yeah, I mean, we've done overnights. We've brought all our gear and we've done overnights places. Lots of adventures, and they fucking loved it, especially when they were little, man. They're so proud of it. They get so excited. Kids get so excited over simple shit. Really, really cool. Dambria is asking a question here. What do you think of this new 3D printer type tattoo machine? AI has taken over just about everything. I've never seen the 3D printer tattoo machine, but I don't see why something like that couldn't work. I'm sure things like that are going to... I'm sure eventually there's going to be way more of that in the future as it progresses. Instead of buying products, you'll probably just buy the patent and just print it at home. So it's there immediately, especially parts. And Christy's saying some of her friends did the mule thing on the John Muir. Yeah, that's interesting. The John Muir, the Trail of Light, is really... it's really interesting because it's like a couple of week long trip and it goes through some of the most beautiful parts of the Sierras. John Muir was an amazing dude and loved our Sierras deeply. I actually understand him a lot and have read a lot about him. He's fascinating, and I totally feel him when it comes to our mountains. I would say John Muir and Ansel Adams are like the shit when it comes to our mountains, especially Ansel Adams being a photographer. I mean, I guess John Muir definitely got into it a little bit too, but it's just interesting because they were outliers and they were rebels for sure, which I think is really cool. All right, so I'm going to get into one of the questions. I actually got a couple on here that are strange. So the first one is the only one we've gotten to so far. Here's the next one. Ashley's asking, Josh, have you ever thought about going on Ink Masters? I've actually thought about it a lot because people always ask. Again, if you don't know, I've never watched TV. I don't watch TV. Well, I haven't watched TV since Full House was on. Actually, the last time, truthfully, I watched TV was 9/11. Sitting there in the morning watching it all unfold with my mom on the couch and dad at work, and I think he was at work. If not, he was coming back home from work or something, and super early morning, and I just decided from there I just really didn't want to watch TV anymore, to be honest. Not necessarily to avoid news, although that wasn't really always the best either, but just because I wanted to live life instead of living it through watching it on a screen. And that was it. I was 19 years old back in the day. So have I ever thought about going on Ink Masters? Yes, because I've thought about it because people bring it up a lot, which I think is a compliment. So thank you guys for doing that. But would I go on it? I mean, I don't really know. I've thought about it often because a question comes up. People ask me this weekly. Like, have you ever thought about doing this? I don't think it's really my decision to do something like that. My first thought is I wouldn't do it. I don't know what the prize is. Someone said something like $100,000. If they're going to take me for months away from my business, that's really not worth it to me and money-wise. So I wouldn't do it for that reason. But if I were to do something like that, it would just be for the experience and the connections, meeting people, meeting interesting people, That would maybe be it. The challenge, I don't know. I mean, fucking life's already a challenge, so I'm sure Ink Masters is fucking harder than anything else I do. What I'd rather do is take my tattoo shit up to a mountain and tattoo the horizon freehand that I'm looking at on myself or somebody else. So if anybody's interested in doing that, that's some fucking Ink Master, real Ink Master shit, not Hollywood. Whatever. I mean, people are into the Ink Master thing. It doesn't intrigue me at all. For business moves, like, it sounds lucrative. It sounds like special. It sounds whatever. It sounds like the thing you should do if you want attention. And I'd be fine for it for that reason. But other than that, it's Hollywood. It's not real. It's fucking not reality TV. It's, I don't know. I just very little interest in it myself. And then I have another message saying, "Did you get my text?" Classic. Probably did. Let's see here. Ashley saying that she took her boys hiking the other day and they loved it. Fucking kids do, man. It's the outdoors. It's activity. It's real. It's fucking life. It's living. Get your body fucking moving. People should do way more of that shit. 100%. Brody Jade saying, "I volunteer." Sorry, I'm a little behind on the comments. And I got a lot on my mind at the moment. Trying to pay attention, so I don't know what you're volunteering for. Sorry, I'm a little slow. Let's see here. Ashley's saying something like that would probably take you away from home and work. I tried out for AI and they wanted me to stay for 15 weeks for something like that. AI or AL or I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't want time away. I mean, I'm not that interested. It would have to be, somebody would have to convince me that it was something worth doing. I mean, nobody's asked me, so I don't have to worry about it, but let's see here. Mom says you should be a judge on Ink Master, not a contestant. You know what? I've never watched it. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you guys a fun little story, Mom. I'll tell you a fun story about Ink Master. I don't even like saying the word. It just sounds, I don't know, it just sounds fucking cheesy. I don't even like the word ink regarding our tattoo experience. I don't know. It just sounds kind of cheesy. It's like kind of gimmicky, I guess. But being on Ink Master is interesting because, I've never watched the show. I've seen clips, people share, whatever. I've seen pictures. I know enough about it. It's like reading the TV guide. You don't need a TV. If anybody knows what that's from, go ahead and plug that in. You should be a judge of Ink Master, she said, and not a contestant. The interesting thing is I've heard that the judges aren't even tattoo artists, so it's kind of strange that they'd be on there. But also what's interesting about that is I just heard like a week ago that Ink Master is exactly that. You're supposed to like master all the different, I guess, sort of, I don't know, different types of tattooing, different art, portraits, realism, whatever, traditional, Japanese. There's all kinds of stuff you have to try. And I feel like most artists, they stay in their lane. They do what they do really well. They're not like great at all things. They're great at the thing they do. So it seems like kind of a weird show. Like who's great at all the things? I don't know. I'm not sure. Me, I mean, I know I am, but who else? I mean, let's be real. Danbury said that would be so cool. Stream it live. Let's see here. Oh, Brody, the Freehand Horizon. If you can't even ride your bike a mile, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, but if you can't even ride a bike a mile, not saying you specifically, but anybody, if you can't ride your bike for a mile in town, you're probably not going to get to the top of a mountain with a backpack on. So start there, get conditioning up, and then we'll talk about a Horizon tattoo. Oh, I see. Ashley is saying American Idol. That's what you got requested to be on. Yeah. I don't watch it. I think I've seen it on my grandma's TV once when I was visiting her. Mom says she's watched Ink Masters when it first came on TV. It's probably changed a lot. I think it's been around for a while. It's probably done a lot for the industry, in terms of interest and the public's eye. It's probably been really useful for the tattoo industry. It's probably changed it in ways I can't even imagine. So thankful for it, but just like I said, it's not really something I'm into. Like my shop, one thing about my shop that's a lot different than a lot of shops I've been in. I mean, we're more of a custom shop. You don't pick it off the wall here. We make it for you. But also, especially here in my room, I don't have any trophies. I've never gotten a trophy. I've never gotten an award. I've actually only entered. Well, I don't think I've ever entered anything into a competition before. It's just not interesting to me. It's just not something that interests me personally. I'd rather just sit here and get really good at doing something and see my work come to life. That's what interests me. Maybe that's a fault of mine. Maybe I should change that. I'm not sure, but I kind of like it the way it is. Christy says my tree line would be chill. Her view from her backyard. That's the kind of stuff that just sounds cool to me. Like, you know, to travel to the top of a mountain, bring a tattoo machine since they're wireless now, most of them. And then just tattoo something I see on myself or someone else. That would just be cool. That's kind of shit I think is awesome. And Mom, you're right. This is a good point. This is probably why I'm not that into it. She says, plus, how can you really judge an artist? I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. I guess there's some basics, like if somebody knows how to make a single pass line or color something in solid or make a likeness to someone's portrait. I guess you could say it is or isn't that thing. But yeah, art itself, it's subjective, man, for the most part. I heard, well, I won't get into that. It's one of my favorite conversations is what is art? What is creativity? What is imagination? You know, how do we define these things? How do we use them? What do they mean to us? It's the philosophy of it and also the science of it. You know, there's quite a science to art, right? And I really think it's fascinating stuff. Super fun conversations, actually. And Brody Jade, I like the face. I didn't mean to throw you into the bus. I'm just saying backpacking is very difficult. So don't get, well, most people don't make it. Christy said you could ink it into a tortilla for me. Okay, I don't know about that. I've never tattooed a tortilla, but if you watch my my TikTok, you will see tortilla on my TikTok. It's quite a popular video. Desiree, great question. Before I get to that question and pay more attention to you guys here on the stream, I'm going to go ahead and read one of my last responses to Ask Me Anything. And this was actually asked on Facebook, so I'll read that now. Just before I answer yours, Desiree, so hang tight. The last question that I asked on Facebook that I posted on the story that gives you guys a chance to ask me anything you want. Here it is. Here's the last one asked for the day. By the way, this bloodline is just fucking making my night. I'm telling you, might need a nice glass too. It's been a while. It's been about 24 hours. The last question asked on Facebook regarding my Ask Me Anything Q&A session is, can I have your number? At least she capitalized the can and question marked the end and has correct grammar, but can I have your number? Yeah, Google it. It's on Google. Just Google High Sierra Tattoo Co. and it'll come right up and you can call the shop and we will hook you up. So yes, you can absolutely have my number. Thank you for asking. It's kind of funny because when does anybody ask that anymore? Can I have your number? It's like a thing. I guess every once in a while somebody will ask you, can I have your number? And they'll like say, like, here's my phone and put it in there or something. Let's go here. Okay, so Desiree's saying, what brought you to Fresno from Oregon? You're from Oregon, right? How did you end up here? Sort of, but close. So what brought you to Fresno, or what brought you to Fresno from Oregon? My parents. I actually lived here in the Valley as a kid growing up. Spent a lot of time here in the Valley, went to school here. Spent a lot of time up in the mountains and stuff. Thank goodness, here in the Sierras. Love that place. It's like home. And then we moved to Oregon after many other places. Spent most of my teenage years, my real impressionable years in Oregon. Thank fucking God. That place is awesome. But it just wasn't for me to stay forever. So I'm glad I went there. Glad I experienced it. My parents absolutely made the right move. And I appreciate them for it so much. And then I came back in hopes to maybe rekindle some relationships with family that ended up all falling apart anyway. And some of them just moved and got old and passed away. So no more grandparents here. But anyway, how did I end up here? It's pretty simple, Desiree. I walked into a tattoo shop when I was 16, asked him, how do you become an artist? He said, go to prison or move to California. I lived in the Portland area. And he said, move to California or go to prison. That's how you learn to tattoo. So I decided to save my money. I did, saved a ton of it. Had a couple jobs, quit them, and then packed up. And my mom remembers the day. I packed up my Jeep and I came to California. And then I bought tattoo equipment and never stopped. And here we are today. Lots of rough roads from there to here. So I'm leaving out a ton. Actually, I will not let the cigar go out, or at least I will try my best. I've done pretty good. This is a well-smoked cigar so far. That's pretty cool. Every 5 minutes, somebody should remind me that. So it kind of gives me a break to not feel bad about going silent on you guys while I just stare. Damir said, how do you feel about people tattooing their pets? I think it's dumb, but some people are into that. Yeah, I think it's kind of strange. It's not a bad question because it is a thing. But it seems pretty fucked up to me. But then again, people do a lot of things to their pets that I think is fucked up. So I don't know. I would say who am I to say, but in my personal opinion, I think it's kind of weird. It seems very cruel. I don't think the pets are very interested in getting tattooed, but we probably do way worse things to pets, or at least animals in general. Yeah, I think, I don't know. It's strange. I don't know much about the history of it. I'm sure there's some sort of like link to tattooing in pets and animals. No doubt. I've seen it. It's very strange. And Brody even said that hurts my heart hearing people tattoo their pets. Yeah, it just seems like fucked up. Like it's like tattooing your kids. It's so weird unless they're adults. It's just bad. It's a bad thing to do. Mom said she can backpack on flat land. That's awesome. Even then, it's kind of hard, but I'll take you. Let's do it. Let's see here. And Danbury, yes, let's put them under. The people that tattoo their parents, the people that tattoo their pets, we should put them under. You're right. Mom, you're right. You got my number. You have to have my number. I'm here because of you, so you're supposed to have my number. You can call me anytime. I love you. Let's see here. Chrissy said, and bring your money. If you guys, it's kind of dying out a little bit, but
Give me your fucking money!
it's our motto. Bring cash. People ask a lot of tattoo-related questions here, like how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you get an appointment? How do you, how do you get an artist to do this or that? How do you get, in for a consultation?
Give me your fucking money!
That's it right there.
You can't handle the truth.
That's it. You bring cash. That's the motto. So yes, Brody J, thank you for putting it out there. Actually saying people tattoo their pets. I've never seen it in person, but I wouldn't. Yeah, come on. People do some really fucked up shit. Like whatever you can imagine, I think they've done. Christy says, I keep bringing up the Bing AI experiment. I'm sure you have a thought on it. The Bing AI experiment. I actually don't know what that is. I'm not sure. I stay pretty busy. I don't always stay up on the latest news. But we have had obviously some pretty extensive conversations regarding AI, which is super fucking interesting to me. Let me know, guys. Is that something super interesting to you? We've talked about backpacking. We've talked about tattoos. We've talked about breakfast. We talked about family. We talked about life. We didn't get very Dr. Phil-ish yet, but maybe. Somebody asked for me for my number. Anyway, so we've talked about a lot of things. Did you guys watch the AI episode that I had a few episodes back? And what did you think about it? Was it interesting to you? Matter of fact, for you guys watching now, for all of you on here at the moment, what is your favorite topic joining this live? I've asked before what you get out of it, but what is the topic? What is the sort of information that comes through you guys get excited about? Like what makes you intrigued and interested? Put that in the comments. Let me know. If you guys are watching this and you're not in the comments or not saying hello, or you're too shy to do so because somebody's on here, which I'm sure has happened, you don't want us to know you're on here. I can already see you. I can see the information right here. It's not coming up in the comments, but it's on my screen. Just say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Long-time listeners, no-time callers. And say what's up. Let us know where you're watching /calling /whatevering from. Say what's up. It actually does help, guys, too, to get in the comments, to respond to this, to like it, to share it. It helps, especially on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, which most of you are now, so it's working. If you guys are on YouTube, then subscribe. Do all the things you know to do, like the notification bell, whatnot, thumbs up, comment section, share it. All that helps me to be able to do this more, and that's kind of all I'm asking of you. I'm not asking for payment. This is always going to be something I obviously do for free. I hope I'm adding value to you guys and entertainment, but at the same time, you're doing the same for me. So I see it goes both ways. The Q&A thing for me is always fun. So I appreciate you guys. But if you get something out of this, let me know what it is. I'd like to hear from you guys right now. Let's go to Danbria saying, is there a body part you absolutely will not tattoo, no matter what? Yeah, if I have to take off your underwear, I'm probably not doing it. Maybe a butt cheek. If I have to take off your thong, if I have to take off your Speedos, I'm probably not doing Okay. Mom says, what is AI? Mom, that's a good question. So we talked about it last time. AI is artificial intelligence. I think you were with us on that episode. You got a little weird. AI gets weird. It's like a digital extension of humanity, but on steroids and essentially godlike powers and that's where it's headed. So it gets like a very deep conversation. It's super fun. Let's see here. Dambria answered it, so thank you. And Sheldon, what's up? Whiskey, cigars, and steak. Dude, don't you just throw that out there like that. Fuck. Yes, let's do that. What's up? It's fucking 8:30. Show up. Let's do this. I got cigars over here for you. Got your name on it. I got a Bloodline. This is the last one, but I got some other ones. Some Rockies in there. I got some My Fathers. So Sheldon, what's up? Show up. You ain't working right now. You cripple. I wonder if I can get kicked off for saying shit like that. It's true. He's crippled right now. Temporarily. Michelle saying hi from Fresno. Thanks for being on here, Michelle. Hope you're enjoying this. That's a cool name. Last name, Gray. I don't know. I like that. So, hello. Thanks for being on here. Mom says I like random topics. Awesome. Mom, pick a random topic. Just for fun. Just have fun. That's what the point of this is. Just enjoy. Guys, thanks for being on here. Thanks for getting spicy. It hasn't gotten spicy yet. I have a feeling if I bring it up, which I am right now, it's probably about to get spicy. So let's do this.
That's why I managed to stay single this whole time, you know?
Brody's saying, what are your thoughts on customer tattoo appointment etiquette? That's a loaded fucking question. That's a really loaded question. What are your thoughts on customer tattoo appointment etiquette? Well, I'll get straight to it. One is just be professional on both ends. Be as professional as you can. Be prepared. Be a little prepared if you have to, both artist and customer. But in terms of etiquette, that's kind of a loaded question. I had to be more specific on what those questions would be. But just respect each other, get to know each other, and vibe with each other so that you can, at least, the more you get to know a client or an artist, the easier it is for that etiquette to be more in sync. So I think that's important. Let's see here. Shelly, my boy. That's right. So steak and fucking cigars. Let's do this. Kimmy's asking a question. What is your next camping/backpacking trip? Honestly, I'm just so fucking focused right now on the things I'm building that it's just not been on my radar. But looked at my calendar today and had to reschedule somebody for later on this year, which right now I'm already technically booked solid throughout the year. But I'm definitely going for my 41st. So in September, I'll be going back to Recess Peak, and I will reach the top of that fucking mountain, even if it kills me. That mountain, yeah, it's going to haunt me forever if I don't go back. So I'm going back. I'm going to be more conditioned, more trained, a little more prepared. It's going to be my second go, so I have a little more info this time. I take a little more time, so I got all the energy I need. We're going to get it. We're going to get to the top of Recess Peak. I'm going to make it happen. I'm not giving up on it yet. I gave up on it for a couple of weeks, and then I was over that, and now I'm back into deciding to eventually sack that peak. Let's see here. Michelle's asking a good question. What's your favorite place to tattoo? I'm assuming you mean my favorite place on somebody's body. My favorite place to tattoo on somebody's body. Forearms. Like right here in good old glorious, beautiful, unsun-baked, soft, nice and soft. It's nice soft skin, but it's nice tight skin too on most people. So portraits, realism, color, and stuff like that. I love to do that right there. It's perfect. So that's pretty much my favorite place to tattoo. Maybe even calves. It's weird that the foot's like right in your lap, but it's a really great place for the type of work and art that I like to do. Another really actually good question. Let's see here. Let's go. Let's put this down for a minute. Give me a little sip of my sugar water. What's left of it. Have you ever stopped a tattoo? This is a good question, Mom. Thanks for throwing this out there. Have you ever stopped a tattoo because of a customer's behavior? 100%. Multiple times. You're asking, I'll answer. The worst one so far, somebody getting very frisky. It was a female. At least that's the case. But still, when you're trying to focus, it's really weird when they get a little too hands-on in ways and areas they shouldn't. and there's no way to focus. It was a long time ago, and it was very, very strange. And it was very, very weird. I'd feel really bad for a female tattoo artist who was treated that way by a man. Me as a man being treated that way by a female wasn't scary at all. It was just really, really inappropriate. But I can imagine that same behavior responding or in reverse, and that would warrant somebody's hand being fucking chopped off. So that was a weird experience. I'm beating around the bush to save your ears, but also people on drugs. This lady would not sit still. I'm tattooing her back shoulder blade. I'm doing my thing, and I'm like a couple minutes in going like, hey, you need to sit still. And she looks back at me and she's like, I am. I'm like, you just are, well, you're not, because you just turned around to look at me while I said it, and I'm still tattooing you. And I noticed really quickly, I don't even care. I mean, she might even still be watching this. It might be somebody still paying attention to what I do. She was nice after all that. She apologized later on, but still she came to my shop and she was fucking out of her mind and bouncing around like a beach ball at a Nickelback concert. She was shaking like a dog shit in razor blades, sweating like a whore in church. And I'm like, dude, you got to go. I was pissed. Like, don't bring that shit to me, to my home, to where I work, to, my place. So I was pretty irritated. I never tattooed her again. So yes, I've definitely stopped tattoos because of customers' behavior. Also, there's been times where people are just pieces of shit. Very, very rare. But there's been a few times where, people have said or just done shit that I'm like, dude, you got to fucking go. Like, if you're a fly on the wall in this place, if you could hear the stories and the words uttered in this place, you would just be, you'd be shocked. Some of the crazy shit people do. Let's see here. Christy's adding, I think, a good bit to the tattoo etiquette, I guess, as a client or a tattoo artist. She said they should shower and not wear shit ton of perfume, I guess. That's true. For somebody like me, if you can't tell, with this weather and the things going on, my allergies are pretty bad, usually in the springtime. People with perfume just doused. It's like fucking ozone layer around them. Like, it's not necessary, especially when you're that close to somebody. Don't do that. Just be clean, keep your hygiene good, keep your ozone layer down, that kind of thing, Lolly's on here. Lolly, what's up? I don't know if you've been on here before. You're watching from Facebook. I can see that. Lolly, I'm going to warn you, eventually the Facebook Lives, this is the last one. This is the last Facebook Live if you guys are watching. If you want to see more of this and you guys want to join us in the future, you're going to have to go to YouTube. Go to YouTube after this is over. Subscribe to my channel. It's linked on my Facebook. You can see one of my last posts. I think it's my last post. Follow the link and go there and subscribe so you can see the next ones. So episode 40, this is 39. Episode 40 will exist on YouTube and continue to do so from here on out. So this is it, Facebook. I'm saying goodbye. I'm not right this second, but I'm saying goodbye to the lives here, and I'm moving to YouTube for you guys that didn't catch that at the beginning. Let's see here. Ashley's saying, get a resistance/training mask so it helps build lung strength. I've heard stuff about those before. I don't believe in them. Maybe they work to do that, but I think also just not restricting yourself and breathing correctly. Breathe through your nose and out your mouth. Do that while you're working out. Train yourself to do that, and it will. I've never needed a mask. I've gone up some pretty hard shit and done some cycling trips that are thousands of miles for weeks, actually months at a time. I've gone backpacking for weeks at a time in the middle of nowhere, high altitudes, hard stuff. I've never needed a mask. I'm not discounting them. I've just never needed them. I like to just breathe correctly. Let's see here. Let's do this. Dambria, you're like the Bob Ross of tattoos. You know what, Dambria? Thank you for that. That's awesome. That's, a huge compliment. I was just talking about him today. She said, with a soft Linda voice. So this is her. I'm going to read this again. I'm going to do this appropriately. I'm sorry. I'm going to do this one more time. Here you go. You guys ready? Actually, that was an accident. We're going to do it again. You're like the Bob Ross of tattoos with a soft Linda voice. Random thought. Yes. Bob Ross actually came up today. Me and some of the other people in the shop were talking about him. I'm pretty sure the dude was microdosing. Like, he was so happy. Every little mistake he made, he was cool with it. And the dude was just happy as fuck. He's either just a complete hippie or on something or both, which is totally cool. But anyway, I love Bob Ross, who doesn't happy little mistakes. That's awesome. I should do it. I should Take that into consideration. Let's see here. Brody Jade, that's right. Happy strokes. No mistakes. Nothing but happy strokes. Landy, what's up? Long time no see. Spicy tattoo sesh. Yes, it was. And you guys know what to do, man. Get spicy in the comments section. Ask questions. You guys are doing it. You're communicating with me. This is awesome. I love it. You love it. That's why we're all here. But guys, yes, get spicy in the comment section. Ask questions. Let's go. It's only an hour in, so we got some time. So let's do this. Let's have some fun. Ask me anything. Mom, if you're still on here, what's up? Mom, okay, hold on. Mom's asking, who's Bob? Mom, you're kidding, right? Hold on a second. And yes, Christy, 100%. Mom, who's Bob? Bob Ross? I hope that's not a real question. Not putting you on the spot, but you're just kidding, right? Let's see here. Let's go down the comments a little bit. I'm scrolling. I'm probably seeing the comments in a totally different order than you guys are. Can you guys see the comments on your end? Do they show up like when you're scrolling and commenting? Are you seeing everybody else's comments? Well, I guess you would be because you guys are kind of bantering back and forth a little. So I guess if you're on YouTube or Facebook, I don't know if the comments come in, if you're seeing both threads or feeds. I'm not sure how that works. Let's go here. Dambria, well, you are a good looking guy. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dambria. Females are definitely going to layer up to try and get your attention. Duh. Layers like makeup, perfume, etc. That's a good point. No, I wear whatever you want. But the perfume thing can really fuck somebody up like me. My mom asked me that question a little bit ago. She said, is there anything that's ever ruined somebody's tattoo appointment, or you had to kick them out or whatever, that I had to remove somebody from their appointment? Actually, there's been people who've literally wore too much perfume, and I had to call it quits, send them home. Like, I can't do this. So don't come doused in a bunch of shit. At least not with me. Dambria, by the way, thank you for that. That was a very nice question/comment. So Mom, I hope you're not being serious. I hope you know who Bob is. Let's go here. Wait, yes. Hold on. I can see Facebook comments. Okay. Mom, you know who Bob Ross is, right? Question mark. Like, legit question. You know who Bob Ross is, right?
That's why I managed to stay single this whole time, you know?
Okay. Let's see here. And Rochelle, yes, we used to watch him in the morning. I loved watching him. It was fucking awesome. I would think he's super famous to the point to where it's like, I would assume everybody knows. You guys ever do that where you ask somebody if they know who somebody is or something or a character, and you would just assume they would know? Like everybody knows who the fuck Gumby is. When I run into people who don't know who Gumby is, it just freaks me out. And especially if they don't know who Pokey is, that even freaks me out more. But that happens to me a lot because I'm getting old now. Let's go. Danbury, whatever platform you're on is what comments you see. Us YouTube people can't see Facebook posts, vice versa. Duly noted. So it's never really crossed my mind. The good thing is I'm looking right now and most of you guys are watching from YouTube. So good on you and thank you for that. Yeah, that's awesome because that's where this show is now going to live. Okay, let's scroll down. Yes, the TV painter actually said it right. Bob Ross has the happy little mom. The painting behind Grandma's couch, the mountain painting with the cabin that I love so much, that she promises one day will be mine. That's basically the stuff that Bob Ross painted. It was just trees and forest scenes and skies and stuff like that. So, Christy, there you go, Gumby right there. Yeah, you know what? That's funny. I never thought of that. Brody Jade said yes on foggy day schedules on PBS. It was so long ago. It was so long ago. It was so cool. See, Mom says I'm sure I was doing other things while you kids were watching TV. Yeah, you definitely were. But I don't know. Bob Ross is the big, huge Afro dude. You know what? Let's just do this real quick. Let me get I'm going to get a picture of Bob Ross, and I should probably find a decent one. Let's get this. Let's show Mom who Bob Ross is. Mom, I want you to see this because I'm sure you've seen this before. He's like the 70s Burlo-headed Afro white dude that paints happy little trees. Let me see this real quick, and I'm going to send this to my computer so you can see it. I have to go through this little process real quick so Mom Mom can see this. This is necessary. Okay, let's bring this up. Let's get rid of your guys' photo that's up, and I'll bring this picture of Bob Ross up so you know, Mom. This is so necessary. Hang with me, guys. Let's bring this up. Okay. There we go. And this mother here is the infamous Bob Ross. Does this bring back any memories? Because it should. There we go. Let's leave that on for a minute. Let's get some happy... Look, check this out. Some happy little trees, a couple little mistakes. Tell me that doesn't look like Grandma's painting behind her couch. Let's go here. Ashley said Gumby was one of her favorite shows. It's awesome. I fucking miss that shit. Let's see here. Dambria, didn't know you painted. Oh, on your rocks. I get it. You like to do a style on your rocks. You guys paint rocks. That's awesome. Like she paints actual rocks. Yeah, Bob Ross is fucking rad. Happy little clouds, happy trees. That's right. Okay, Lolly, check you out. You did it. You have arrived. You're now on the YouTube channel, and thank you for doing that. This is cool. I got pretty much everybody now on YouTube, and this is really cool. This will be a lot of fun. So thank you guys for doing that. Let's see. Let's see how. Brody is saying, love how everyone is making you smile and laugh a little. It's a good thing to see. Yes, it's very nice. It's one of the reasons why I absolutely love being on here. You guys are fucking rad, and thank you. Of course, I'll say it. Keep saying it. Oh, there's Mom. Oh, Bob. LOL. But you remember, right? Like this isn't this. Like you're familiar with this. I'm not trying to coach you into what to say. I'm just. There's no way you don't know who this guy is, right? Like you've seen him before, or at least you've seen us watch him. It's so weird. It's like 70s shit, and I grew up watching this guy. It's how old we are. Lenore, thank you. Thank you. The Linda voice is never going away because Linda, if you're listening, if you're out there, if you're watching, if you're tuned in, and even if you're not, if somebody knows who Linda is, maybe your daughter, maybe your son, maybe a family member or friend, if you're watching this, Linda, I haven't forgot about you. You're my favorite. So for you guys that don't know who Linda is and you haven't heard the details of the show, maybe one day you'll catch up on it. Okay, let's see here. Paintbrush. That's funny. Landy said made a whole scene with a spatula and a big paintbrush. Yes, and he does leave you. Bob Ross paints so simply that it makes you think like that looks so easy. I can do that, and that's what a professional does. A professional makes things look so easy. They convince us we can do it, and the good news is you can, but it's a lot harder than they make it seem, for sure. Danbury says, I wish I lived in the 70s. Great times. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I live now, and I enjoy it because I get to look back at the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and I get to enjoy it all. It's kind of cool. Desiree said his documentary was interesting. I didn't even know he had one. That's really cool. Definitely have to look that up. That's something I would love to see. Thank you for saying that. Mom, okay, thank you. I hope you're not just saying that to appease me, but I believe you. I doubt you would do that. She says, I do remember. That's good, because I felt like I was living in a bit of a Twilight Zone for a second. There we go. Bob was the best. Sachi's on here. What's up, Sachi? Thanks for joining us. Saying Bob was the best. 100% awesome. Super fucking rad. Like, it was like the first original ASMR. Like, the guy was so inspired. There's not an artist, tattoo artist, especially somewhere around my age, that doesn't know who the fuck Bob Ross is. The dude's badass. Ashley, I'm totally with you. One of these days, she's, Linda, quotations, whatever that's called, gonna be on here, which would be amazing. I doubt she would, but man, I would love it. Linda's awesome. She's a sweet lady. I tell her all the time. The few times I see her throughout the year, I tell her she's my favorite client. She never believes me. She thinks I tell everybody that. What I would love for her to do is watch one of these shows and realize that, no, I don't. I only say it to you. Everybody else has to be second, because Linda, you're my favorite and you're awesome. Okay. All right. I could be totally making Linda up and you guys wouldn't even know. That would be actually really, really cool and kind of funny and maybe even a little bit deceitful and lying and mean, but who knows? Okay. All right. So I don't have any more responses, guys. We have come to the end of my questions, and it looks like I'm not getting a whole lot of questions on here either, which is fine. If you guys have any, go ahead and shoot them. It's been an hour and 13 minutes in, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of news. Some of you might already be aware, but if you go to my website, which I'm going to give you guys some good information. If you know anybody who's into art, wants to learn tattooing or piercing, or interested in the tattoo industry and is not quite sure where they fit in or if they fit in at all, I do a course a couple of times a month. Typically, it varies, but if you go to my website and you scroll down on the homepage, go to highsierratattooco.com. You scroll down on the homepage and you will see a flyer. That flyer will give you information if you click on it to join a class. That class will be available and for free. It's a couple of hours of me going over the industry, tattooing, ideas, philosophies, projections of the future, all the way down to sort of my philosophical outlook on what art is and why it means so much to us. It's a really fun class. One of these days I'd like to really revamp it and maybe even live stream it and kind of make it a little more available to more people. But for now, the class lives in person, but is accessible to sign up for on the website, highsierratattooco.com. Go to the class on the homepage, click on it. If you guys don't know about this now and you're just learning, eventually this class is actually in the works as we speak, is a website. The website I will be dropping very soon. I'm super excited. It's separate from this business, from High Sierra Tattoo. And it's very, very specific. It's very much going to be a teaching platform, and I'm working on it as we speak. As soon as it's available and it drops and have it all arranged, I will be shipping this out to you guys through all the social media platforms so that you can check it out and see it yourself. Even if you don't want to be in person, you want to just access it online. I think it's going to be really, well, I know it's going to be cool. I'm building it and got a little team together that's helped me put this all into the universe so that I can do what I love to do best, which is share, teach, and watch people fucking grow. So I'm really excited about it. And there's going to be classes, courses, and things available online. Anything from coaching to literal digital downloads and worksheets. It's not going to happen fast, but I'm working on it now. So that's the good news. It's all coming together, but you'll have to be a little bit patient. What you could expect is essentially to find everything you'll need to be able to at least get started. If not, most of all the things you could possibly learn that would be available online will be there. And then the rest of it will be in person and giving you access to me. So it's really exciting. And if you guys haven't heard the name of it yet, I'm going to be patient. You're going to see it. It's coming soon. It'll be its own separate website. And I'm really, really excited about it. So if you guys are interested, or you know anybody interested, or you're not sure if anybody's interested, you could literally go to the website, highsierratattooco.com, scroll down a couple and see the class page, screenshot it, download it, whatever you have to do, and share it on Facebook, Instagram, on a story, whatever you want to do. And, invite people to it, or let them know that it exists. Because to be honest with you, this class, every time I open it, I let people know that attend. Every single class I've had quite a good turnout. There's been a lot of people that have showed up so far. A lot more people are interested in this industry than you would probably think. And, or maybe it's not a surprise to you. But it's really cool to see mostly young, almost always younger-ish people, definitely younger than me, really eager and interested and passionate. And what's really, really cool about it is every time I open, I just let them know, look, what this class is about is, X, Y, and Z. It's tattooing, it's industry, it's philosophy, it's art, whatever. But the reason it exists, and the reason I'm making this is because I'm just creating something I wish I had when I started. And it's that simple, which if you know anything about me and my art, and you guys are watching, you know something about me, it's really cool to be able to build something I wish I had when I was a kid. So that's what I'm doing with this course, class, and in-person stuff. And then eventually, of course, the stuff that's online. So that's coming soon. Lots of awesome news there to unpack later on in the future. So stay tuned for that, of course. Most of the information will be available. It's all going to be on the website specifically, but it's going to be available through social media stories and stuff. I'll be sharing it, and I'll be posting a lot there when it's all ready. Rochelle says, that's awesome, and you're right. Matter of fact, it'd be kind of cool to do a photography lesson in it as well, because that's part of what we do anyway. This weekend is a special event. I'm doing my typical class. So Landy, if you're listening, if you're in here, Landy, if you are interested, it's going to be the typical orientation class that I do, that I just described, but I'm also going to add a little bit of an art session at the end where we break down a color, or I don't think we're doing color. I think we're just going to do a black and white photo of a tattoo and its reference, and talk about the details of, what decisions were made and why. Break down the tattoo itself, lighting structures, tones, shapes. We're just going to go over everything we can to really kind of dispel some of the misunderstandings of what people think tattooing is for the class. The people that are, that attend, they'll really be able to hear my sort of take on, especially portraits is really what it's surrounding, my tattoo style and my philosophy and why I make the decisions I do within my tattoos. It's gonna be really fun. Nice tattoo breakdown. Let's see here. Ashley says, random thought. What made you want to do these on Wednesday nights? Just curious. That is a good question. The main reason I wanted to do them Wednesday nights is because my kids are getting old. My kids are getting older. I'm getting old. My kids are getting older. Wednesday nights were always family night my whole life. Sorry. Their whole life, ever since they were born, I've always dedicated Wednesday nights to my family. Now that they're older, they have their own things going on. Isabel's she doesn't have a lot of free time like me. And, my son has his own life starting, and, they're teenagers and they're almost adults now. And so it's, part of my parenting philosophy is never do for your kids what they can do for themselves as early as possible. And that it's pretty basic, but that's what I believe. And so now that they're doing their own thing, and I find myself Wednesday nights kind of like going, well, it's not family night anymore. That's why I'm here. And that's why I picked tonight. And thank you for joining me. So it's still kind of family night, guys. So that's why I picked Wednesdays. Dambier says, I would come to the class in person, mainly online would be best. Obviously, I'm an hour away. So yes, eventually I'd like to make them available online. It would be really cool to live stream them. You'll have to sign up to do it. It's a free class, but I do ask that people sign up so I know who's coming or who's watching, so we can be part of the team. I am trying to build an online team, which is going to be really cool. So you can be part of that. Once it's all ready, you'll get notified. You'll be on here. I'll let you know. Send out the news. It'll be really cool. Landy says, down. I'll be there this Saturday. Yes, this Saturday. I do believe, don't quote me, but I do believe it's, you know what? No, you can quote me. Here's what we can do. Since we're on here, we're rocking and rolling. We're really doing this right. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Give me a second. So let's go to the website. There we go. All right. So I'm going to show you guys this. So this is the website. If you haven't been there, here it is. It's changed a little bit. You can disregard that. Or, by the way, this pop-up right here is pretty important. This is how you're going to get notified about all the new stuff. So when you go to the website and this pops up, fill it out. Subscribe to the newsletter. The newsletter, we're not always on top of it. Sometimes we're on it, sometimes we're off it, but it's always useful and we're always sending something out. So it's a little sporadic at the moment, but join this newsletter and you'll get updated. On top of that, once you do that and you go to the website, obviously you guys have been to websites before, so you understand, just scroll down and check out right here, this class flyer. So you can actually see this one's outdated, so I'll update it for this weekend's. But you can here, join class now, sign up. This one is for this Saturday. Matter of fact, I'll take care of this right away. Let's see here. So it will be for this, let's see, terrible at dates. Got a million things in my fucking mind, but let's go ahead and say what date that is. So the 25th, let's go here. I believe it's noon. So the 25th at noon, this Saturday, join the class. Go right now. Well, you've already signed up, Landy, but join the class for you guys that haven't, just go to the website and hit this. Eventually this is all going to change, even though this is going to stay here on my tattoo shop website, but eventually I'm going to have my own site. We're working on it now. When we drop that in the future, that's actually where you'll be signing up. So that's what you do. You just go here, you go to the join class now, click on it. Once you go to the join class now, you can watch my intro, see my, handsome little mug there. Scroll down and you're going to see all kinds of good information about this class, what to expect, how to sign up, more information, some inspiration, if you will, some photos to sprinkle in there to qualify me as your new teacher / tattoo artist, mentor, coach, guy thing. All right, so let's get that out of here. Go back to this. That's it. That's where you go. So Landy, if you come, that would be really cool. I would enjoy that. Mom's saying good vibes. Good vibes. Mom, thank you for that. That's awesome. So if you guys don't have any more comments, if you don't have anything else you would like to ask, I would like to say a few things before we jump off here. I think we've actually been rock and rolling for an hour and 20 minutes. So that kind of wraps up the information for the news regarding the class and the website. If you guys have more questions, of course, you can always inquire. The people that come to the classes are always fucking super cool, really thankful. And some of the reviews that I get, or at least some of the stuff people message me saying, it's always really positive. So I'm thankful for that, but also it must mean that they're getting something out of it. I've had a lot of return people. Usually each class has somebody from a previous class at a different time. So there must be something there they're getting out of it, which is really cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that news. Also, things that are changing. I'm working on quite a few new projects. If you guys are watching this now, you get to hear it first for the most part. I haven't really been publicly disclosing any of this other than, of course, there's courses and classes and online stuff coming, but there's also going to be new, let's say, opportunities for other artists as well as artists outside of even tattooing. Anything related to filmmaking, photography, business, that type of thing. I'll be doing a lot more networking and building through expanding the business, not necessarily just to tattooing itself. Something I've come to realize, I would say this last year, especially in the last couple of months, is that I have, I have a lot of passion for what I do. And it's not because it's tattooing. Tattooing just happens to be the vehicle I'm using to get to grow and to get better at something and to push and to drive my passion, which is teaching, which is learning myself, and growing and always striving for my best. Has nothing to do with tattooing. Tattooing just happens to be something that worked out for me that I like, I enjoy, I'm passionate about, but my true passion lies in teaching and growing. With that being said, I would like to start creating things. I am creating things as we speak. You guys will start getting access to and seeing soon. That allows me to share more of the things I like doing this, for example. We talk about tattooing here, but it's very little. There's a little more other subjects sprinkled in, and I think that's more exciting to me than talking about tattooing. Although I'll do that for mentorship's sake. I think it's really cool to have a place where I can start sharing things outside of the actual tattooing process that are a little more relatable to people regarding, business and the struggles, the ups, the downs, the perseverance, the dedication, the desire, the drive, that kind of shit. I could talk all day about. It's super exciting. Getting other people on the show, getting, other shows started and having those topics really, be the focus is super exciting to me. So that's coming in the future too. Whether it's other artists, tattooers, business, folks that are, like me and driven, that are maybe even much more successful, hopefully, than me, is going to be really fun to bring on and to start delving into things like that. That's been my passion for a long time. So I'm really excited about it. Okay, so to the comments. Let's see. Christy said, I have a pretty talented niece / may send your info. You should just don't may send info, just send the info. And my motto, you said it right, Christy. Christy's never even been here and she knows my motto. Fuck it up. I say that to every single class and every single apprentice, that my motto is just fuck it up. That's the best way. Mom says, exciting news, staying true to yourself, 100%. Doing the things that I wish I had, making the things I wish I had when I was younger and starting, but also becoming the things in which I admire, is also really cool. Amanda said, and you're very good at tattooing. That's awesome. And thank you for that, considering that I've pretty much covered your whole arm and have another one to go. Damir is asking, has anyone ever got those, I shouldn't read it for verbatim. Anyone ever get those painted rocks I left a few weeks ago? They're gone. So I'm assuming somebody picked them up. They were really cool. Sometimes if you guys didn't know, a little rock elf comes and brings some really cool art and sets it outside, and people time to time get klepto and take them. And that's the point, I believe. It's really cool. Landy's excited. That's cool. Brody J says, you're doing it, Peter. 100%. It's super fun. You guys, I think that concludes our episode number 39. How cool that for 39 episodes so far, you guys have joined me and allowed me to do something I not only love, but that brings me a lot of satisfaction. To have you guys on here and to communicate with you and build this online sort of dialogue and community is definitely transformative for me. And I hope it is for you too, but I have a feeling I get a lot more out of it. It teaches me how to speak better and communicate better, how to be better at talking on camera, which building some of the stuff in the future that I'm working on is going to be necessary. So this has been great practice, but also enjoyable along the way, which is a fucking double whammy. That's like super cool. Also, the Q&A is always going to stay alive. I love doing it. I like the actual questions. It's super fun. It's like an exercise for me in the sense of it jogs my memory, but love seeing you guys on here as always. You know, me doing this as a Q&A on YouTube is important. My mom often asks why YouTube. YouTube is a video search engine. It's a search engine first and in the form of video typically, almost always. And it's more engaging and more video friendly. So since I'm making video, moving it to YouTube makes more sense. Facebook is not a search engine. It's more of a news sort of feed. And it's just not something that excites me. So YouTube does. I like the comment section better per video. I like the algorithm better to be more specific about why people see certain things. And I also like the way it treats its creators as opposed to Facebook doesn't really give a shit. There's no real benefits in my opinion. And so YouTube is it. So thank you guys for being on YouTube. Matter of fact, I think everybody that I've seen so far, I'm gonna call you guys out if not, but I think everybody on here right now, so far as I can tell, is on YouTube. So you guys are doing it and thank you. It's awesome. Rochelle, if you're still on here and you're listening, we got to get you on. Oh, there she is. She just put it up. Next week, the Big 40, whoop, whoop. You should join me. The Big 40 would be really fun. Let's talk about it. We'll figure it out. Let's see here. People are saying good night. Mom, good night. Thank you guys for addressing her. She's definitely the important person in this podcast, 100%. Oh, she's going back far enough. She did say good night. I didn't see that. Mother, I love you. Good night. Thanks for being on here. Even if I just did this show to have you on here and it was just between us, I would still do it. So thank you for joining us. Dad, if you're already off, which it's 9 o'clock. He's been off for a while. Sleep well. I love you guys. Stay warm in Oregon. For the rest of you, sis, you know I love you. The rest of you guys, thanks for being on here. It's been a lot of fun. This is the last episode for Facebook. Since you guys are all on YouTube, it's cool. You're safe. For you Facebookers, you're going to have to kick rocks. Dambria, pun intended. And yeah, you guys see me on YouTube next. Subscribe, like it, comment it, share it, whatever. Go to the website. Do not forget that the classes are going to be available through the website and eventually another website specifically for the classes. I will update you guys here. But if you know anybody interested, share it. Share the class with them. Let them know about it. Share the link. Let them watch this video. Whatever you got to do. These young people that are eager, that everybody always makes fun of, saying kids today don't want to work. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think, well, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. A good one too. But there's a lot of hungry kids out there who just don't know what to do, don't know where to go, and they don't have a lot of options, right? McDonald's is not very inspiring. Who the fuck wants to work at McDonald's anyway? I'm not saying don't. I'm not saying complain. But to create something like I am for these young kids to understand other options, you know, something like I said that I wish I had as a kid, is really cool. So share it and let people know, whether it's your kids, whether it's you, whether it's somebody you may know, or you just want to post it and see what bites. Maybe people out there are interested and you're just not sure. So share those things, guys, and I appreciate you. Thanks for being on YouTube and sharing this experience with me. Thanks for episode 39. I look forward to 40. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for being on here. Have a good night. Much love. Peace out.